friends, and welcome back to my channel. I hope we are all very well. Today is a little bit of a chatty video. Today we are going to do a Disneyland Paris tag. I have been tagged by the lovely Bethany's Best Life or Beth's Best Life, one or the other. And I know Beth from Instagram on Bibbity Bobbity Bethany, I think. We've been talking for ages, but she's tagged me in this Disneyland Paris tag, which I think is quite funny because we were actually once in Disneyland Paris together but didn't know each other. But then later, 3 months later, after looking at each other's photos, realised that we both like looked at each other's outfit and thought, she's cool. So, you know, we could have been friends in Disneyland Paris, but instead we're friends on Instagram. So yes, I was tagged by the beautiful Bethany for the Disneyland Paris tag, which I'm very excited for because normally these kinds of things I can't get involved in. Most of the stuff online regarding Disney is really obsessed, is really, what's the word, like it just revolves around Walt Disney World or even Disneyland California. So obviously it's the original one, I get it, but there's not that much talk on Disneyland Paris. Like, people love Disneyland Paris, but I feel like people are just like, they kind of overlook it. And being someone that's not actually managed to get to Walt Disney World in their life yet, it's like Disneyland Paris is like my home park, and I've been there 4 times in my adult life. I never got to go as a child, so it was the first park I'll ever been to, and probably will be my, like, have a little place in my heart. So I'm excited that I can get involved in a tag about Disneyland Paris. So yes, let's crack on. If anybody wants any answers to where my ears are from, these are from Roses and Thorn Ears. I'll tag them down below, or I'll give you a link to their Etsy shop. I have quite a few bits from Roses and Thorn Ears. I think that's what the name is. But yes, they're beautiful, and I tried to match my eyes to them. So I got very distracted. I started putting the colour on, then I put another colour on. Then it was multicoloured, and I was like, fine, kind of match my ears. And then I got the glitter out, and I've had a nice hour of doing my makeup, and my beauty desk looks a mess. So let's get into the Disney tag. I've got the questions all on my phone here. Obviously Disney themed, and let's get to it. So the first question that Beth has delightfully sent to me: what year did you first visit Disneyland Paris, and how old were you? So I was 18, I just turned 18, and it was in, it was the 20th year anniversary. So I'm just gonna Google it because I've got a memory of a goldfish. First year was 2012. I went with 4 of my best friends, Amy, Holly and Dean. We decided it randomly in I think I booked it when I was 17, and we'd gone to Spoons, I think, and they were all drinking and I couldn't, and we just decided we were going to go to the estate agents and just book a Disney holiday because we hadn't gone on a girls holiday. So instead of going to like places like Magaluf or like Cavos, we decided our first girls holiday would be Disneyland Paris. Went into the estate agents, just got us some quotes, and then ended up paying it. And I remember how much it cost me. It cost me, I think that was my work phone dying. 1 second. Thank you very much. I remember how much it cost me. So it was £50 for the deposit and £375. That was for 3 nights at the Sequoia Lodge, all park tickets, Eurostar and breakfast. £375. That is, like, you try book a Disney holiday for that much now, wouldn't happen. So yeah, it was a really good deal what we got, actually. But yeah, we all decided we were going, so we booked it. I think we had to wait about 6 months because we went in the September, and I think we might have booked it like in the January or the March. But yeah, booked it. It was my first ever Disney holiday. I'd been obsessed with Disney since I was a kid, and I've always wanted to go, and my mum was like, I'll take you, but my mum being a single parent, she couldn't really afford it, so it was just something that never happened. And then yeah, I paid for it out my EMA, so that is, I think I got a bursary from like college as well, so like that's what I spent my EMA and my bursary on, is going to Disneyland Paris with the girls. That's the answer to question number 1. Question number 2. Which of the Disney hotels have you stayed in, if any, and do you have a favourite? So I've stayed in the Sequoia Lodge twice and the Newport Bay twice. I can't choose a favourite out of them because they're so different but so good in the same way, like, and they like have pros and cons for each of them. Like in the winter, the Sequoia Lodge is like beautiful because of all the fires, and I think the best restaurants in the Sequoia Lodge as well, and like I don't know, it's just so cozy and stuff. And I've only ever stayed in the main building, so that's fine, and it's never been that much of a walk. But every time I've stayed in the Newport Bay, which is beautiful and like nautical themes, it's lovely in the summer, like beautiful in the summer. You genuinely feel like you're on some sort of yacht holiday. So I just have some bit of my shandy. I've got a bit of a dry throat. Right, yeah, you feel like you're on like a yacht holiday. It's amazing. But I always get a room that's like, I just never find my room. I feel like I'm going down corridor after corridor after corridor, and I don't know whether it's just like pot of the luck, pick of the bunch, bad luck. I don't know if it's just bad luck that I always get like a room quite far away. But again, the room's beautiful, the bed is gorgeous. I love that bed. I wish we could bring it back here and it was behind me. But yeah, so they'd be my 2 favourite. I do really want to stay at Hotel Cheyenne, because I want to see the Toy Story rooms. But every time we'd book, it was that it'd be like that you get like your half board free. But if you do a free half board when you stay at the Cheyenne or the Cheyenne, you only get standard rather than plus. So I was always like, let's just pay a bit more and stay in a nicer hotel. So yeah, I would probably say maybe Newport Bay is my favourite, but like just like that much more. Like Sequoia is beautiful and I love it in the winter. Like it's so snug in the winter, and I like sitting in the bar watching the fire like flicker after a long day. So yeah, I would just say one of the 2. I haven't stayed out of the parks. I kind of want to, just to see what it'd be like for experience wise. But yeah, and I want to see like the price difference. Please be quiet out there, I'm trying to film a video. But other than that, like yeah, I'd say they were 2 of my favourite. I did really babble on for that one, didn't I? Let us in on where the best places to eat within both parks and the Disney Village are. So I've never eaten at like some of the big places. My favourite thing to do breakfast wise is get a place at the how's it called? Central Plaza Gardens. My favourite thing to do for breakfast is Plaza Gardens, just because of having like breakfast with the characters is amazing, and I actually really like the food. So that's my favourite for breakfast. Dinner. Now, I've never eaten at like the big restaurants. Obviously we've eaten at places like Casey's and it's just overpriced, just microwave food if I'm honest. But the best place I've eaten at is actually the Sequoia Lodge Grill. I can't remember what it's called, I'm gonna have to Google it. But honestly, it's a buffet and I think it's like a plus. We just did it once of an evening just because we were just like, oh yeah, let's just do that. Yeah, we did it once for an evening. And honestly, the food was incredible. Like I say, this is when we went in October, so it was really snug, and like just the variety of foods and every single thing I ate, I loved. It was nothing else like, oh, that's rank. Like I ate once at the Hotel New York with my friend Holly, and oh, it was awful. Like I know they've renovated it and whatever, but let's hope they get some new chefs, because that was awful. It was just literally like if you went to like a really bad school and had a school meal, that was literally what it was like. It was disgusting. But yeah, I think it's called Hunter's Grill. I'm gonna Google that as well. Sequoia Lodge restaurant. You don't tend to have to book a table either, but obviously when it's like busy you do. Sure it's called Hunter's Grill. Yeah, Hunter's Grill at Beaver Creek Tavern. It's amazing. So if you're going whenever we're allowed to go back, try there if you can't get a restaurant at a place at like what the fancy, like really well-known ones, because honestly it's worth a try. And then of course the best place in Disney Village to eat is Annette's. Like, you can't get a better burger and chips, I'm telling you, it's so good. And the cherry 7-Up, oh my god, just so good. And the pudding, and it's all on a plus half. Just Annette's and Hunter's Grill, just go. And then of course like the hot chocolates anywhere, amazing hot chocolates, the best. And if you haven't had a hot chocolate from Disneyland Paris Tag, what have you been doing while you're there? Because it's like the one thing you have to do. Where is the first port of call when entering Disneyland Park? So I always go straight to Disneyland Park, obviously. You always do that thing where you, as you come in, you walk to the left so you can't see the castle. Like you look down, you walk to the left, just so then you can come round where like, what is it called? I can't remember words today, like words have just gone out of my head. The town hall, whatever it is, that you go in and you ask questions, whatever. Come round here, Pluto and thingy is normally just having a gander over there. You look down, and then you come out to the side, you can go either way to be fair. And you look up and you see that glorious castle, and I try not to cry every time. I'm always like, I'm here. And then I always walk down straight there, and I don't go straight to the castle. I go to the big board with like the times, just to see how busy the park is. So that's normally my point of call, and then like we kind of decide what we're gonna do from then. Obviously you take pictures of the castle, but like I always just check the board just to see what's happening, because you never know, Big Thunder might have 5-minute wait. You're like, let's go Big Thunder. So that's my point of call, the big board at the front, and obviously take a selfie with the castle, because why did you go to Disney if you're not doing that? Do you have a favourite land? If so, why? I think my favourite land's Adventureland, and the main reason for that is because Peter Pan's there, Hook's there, Smee's there. I don't know why, every time I'm there as well, I just find characters run past me, and I don't know, I just love it. Like the ship's there, obviously Pirates of the Caribbean's there, you've got the big Skull Rock. It's great, I love it. Adventureland. Obviously Fantasyland's great, but Adventureland's cool. So I would say Adventureland. I keep going to my notes because Beth's like screenshot her notes, and I know it's on a notes template, so that it's not. Let's go back to my thingy. Which ride could you ride over and over and never tire of? Probably Big Thunder. I think everyone would say that, because like my best memory is when me and Connor went in May 2018, and was it May 2018 or was it October? No, in October when we went in 2017 October, Connor had never been to Disneyland Paris, so it was his first ever time, and he's not like crazy on roller coasters, but like he doesn't really like heights, so he goes on them, but sometimes he's like, I didn't like that. But we went on Big Thunder Mountain, and I think he just thought, oh, it's a kid's ride, we'll go on it, what kind of thing. And the whole way around it, he just shouted, yeah, boy! The whole way around it. And this was the first time that us as a couple had gone on like roller coasters as well, because like when I go on roller coasters I get fits of giggles, like I just scream and giggle the whole way through. So you've never been on a roller coaster with me, so like honestly, like not to like big myself up, but going on a roller coaster with me, I think like it makes it better, because you just hear me next to you like screaming, giggling my head off. So yeah, it was just really fun. But then in 2018 in 18 in May, we went when the fireworks were on, because we'd seen them a couple of times. We went in the dark, and oh my god, it's beautiful in the dark, but it's even scarier, and it just feels more intense. And yeah, it was just great. We went it like 3 times where the fireworks were on. Brilliant. Yeah, could definitely do Big Thunder because it's good in the day and it's good in the dark. Disneyland Park or Walt Disney Studios? Disneyland Park. Studios aren't that bad. I just think they should, obviously they are adding things to them, and I don't really like Star Wars, so like most of it's like, there's a stormtrooper walking around. Don't get me started on Star Wars. Like, I will watch it eventually, but it really angers me how much that's turned into the Star Wars park. Like, I know they've got their own Star Wars park in America and whatever, but cool, but like I also don't care for it, so like just show me Toy Story, that's all I care about. Tell us about your favourite character meeting ever at Disneyland Paris. So I have a few. I see every time I go to Disneyland Paris, like something happens and I'm just like, oh my god, it's the best thing ever. Probably the best day and the best character meets overall for the day was in May 2018. I wore this beautiful, I'll get the dress. Yeah, in May 2018, I wore this dress, and it was like a couple of days after Dapper Day, and I was scared that I was sad that I missed it. So I decided that I was just gonna do Dapper Day when I arrived, but like obviously lower key. And I wore that dress with some sparkly Disney ears. I had glitter over my face. It was like sweltering hot, and as soon as we got in there, we met Donald. He was like proposing to me. He was looking at all my tattoos because I've got some Disney tattoos. It was beautiful. Then we met Hook and Smee. They were fighting over me, trying to grab my rings off my fingers. Had like the best meet. Like Hook was like tickling me the whole way through. Like the interaction and the pictures. I met Peter and Wendy, which I hadn't met Peter yet, or Wendy, so that was beautiful. And I had a Tinkerbell bag as well, so we were looking at that, and he like took me around because I told him how much I loved him and how I never got to meet him as a child, and I was sad that I was an adult when I was meeting him now, so we couldn't go to like Neverland. I know I'm really lame. And he like took me off looking for pixie dust, and that was like I was like, oh my god, like the inner kid in me was like, oh my god, Peter's holding my hands, so Wendy's coming and we're looking for like pixie dust. And I don't know why I'm welling up. I'm so emotional about everything. It was beautiful. And then we went to, it was the Princess and Pirates time as well, so then we saw that. And then the normal parade came round, and I love like Sleeping Beauty. I don't know why I'm getting like, it was so magical. It just makes me thinking about it, makes me, I need some shandy. Why am I crying over an interaction that happened 2 years ago? So we were at the parade, and I was stood there. It was like hot, the sun was in my eyes, couldn't really see much if I'm honest, sweating. Like, the parade comes around, and Naveen from Princess and the Frog had noticed that I had these sparkly ears with all of the 3 fairies on it. And he was like, oh, your ears, and I was like, oh, thanks, because I haven't really watched like Princess and the Frog, and that sounds funny, but I didn't really know him. like I know a prince from Disney, but I didn't really know him, so I was like, oh yeah, cool, like Naveen's just chatting to me. So he goes off, and like Tiana's just like chatting, like just like, oh, I love your dress, and I was like, oh mate, I love yours as well, thanks, well done. And he comes back, he's brought all 3 fairies with him. They're all going around like looking at me. I've got a video of it, I'll put it in. And they're like, I love your dress, and I'm like, thanks, I love you guys. And I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, yeah, the colours are like pink and blue, it's like you guys are making me like change or whatever. And then bloody Aurora comes over, and I'm like, oh my god, Aurora, my favourite princess, this is incredible. And they're all around me telling me how beautiful I am, and I'm like, thanks guys. And then they kind of went off, and like I don't know what it is in that parade, everyone seemed to have waved at me. I don't know whether it's because I made a lot of effort with my appearance, maybe that's what it was. And like there was kids around me and they weren't really paying any attention to them. And like as they went, I just looked at Connor and I just had like tears rolling down my face. And literally, I don't know, I just felt so like, I know kids, if you're watching, please look away. Please put your ears over. I know that they are friends of the characters and whatever, but like I feel like the inner kid in me was just like, oh my god, they're talking to me. Like, it was amazing. I loved it. I don't know why I've become really cottony all of a sudden. Yeah, so without me getting emotional about things that happened 2 years ago, that was my best interaction. Here is the video. What is a parade / show from any year that's most memorable to you? It was probably in that day as well. It was a Princess and Pirates show, and I managed to randomly just get straight in front of Peter doing all his trips and flips on the trampoline. That was amazing. You can only ride one: Mad Hatter's Teacups or Dumbo the Flying Elephant. I've never been in the teacups. I know that's probably quite bad, but we just never managed to get on them. So I'd say Dumbo the Flying Elephant, because I always say you can't go to Disneyland Paris unless you've been on the elephants, because if you ever watch an advert for Disneyland Paris or even Walt Disney World, someone's always on the elephant, so you've got to go on the elephants. What do you think the best attraction is at Walt Disney Studios Park? So obviously it's probably Crush's Coaster, or in Toy Story Land they've got the R-Racer thing. I went on that for the first time not last trip before, and I was like, this is well intense. But I probably would say Crush's Coaster, because it's amazing. But the big thing in Walt Disney Studios Park, which I'd never done until I went with my friend Holly, was the Stitch Live. And we were cold and it was indoors. We were like, oh, we'll just go to it. It's hilarious. And I got picked on because I was wearing a massive fluffy coat, and he was just taking the piss out of me the whole time. It was so funny. So I would definitely say between those two, like depending on the weather. And the last question of this tag is, describe your happy Disneyland Paris memory of all time. Probably the one that I've just explained. I do always think about the first time that I went with the girls, just because it was the first time I've ever been to a park, and I was with my best friends. It was our first girls' holiday. And I don't actually remember like anything in the park. Like I do remember things in the park, but the memory I remember the most is just us like kind of after a day of like pure Disney magic. We all got a bucket of popcorn and we were just like lying in bed like chatting about the day, taking the mick, watching Hannah Montana. And I made a really funny joke that I won't go into because it's a bit funny. It's probably just not appropriate for like this channel. But yeah, just like us all lying in bed, like kind of like obviously we're sharing beds and eating popcorn, watching Hannah Montana, just laughing together and just being together. It'd probably be my like one of my most memorable memories. Loads of the time I've been with Connor as well, like it's been beautiful. Like we got drunk the first day we went there once, and we sat in the bar just talking about life, talking about marriage before we were even engaged, and that's another memory that I'll always think about. Like we're in Disneyland Paris just drinking beer in a sports bar because it was really hot and we fancied one and we were on holiday, so like why not? And yeah, it was just, I don't know, just, I know obviously like Disney, you go to Disney for the interactions, but I don't know, I feel like Disney brings like things out in people, and I think sometimes the best thing about Disney is being with the ones that you love in Disneyland Paris, because like I say, it brings you out of your shell and like you relax and you're magical, and it kind of brings the kid out in you. And yeah, that's not to get all soppy, you know, because I've nearly cried about an interaction I had probably 3-4 years ago. 2018 to 2020 is 2 years ago. Too much shandy. But yes, that is all the questions for the Disneyland Paris tag. I've really enjoyed doing this, bar me like getting upset about things. I've got to tag people now, and the worst thing is I'm not even sure if the people that I know have Instagram, or who I know on Instagram that have YouTube channels, because all my YouTube friends are from Instagram also. I don't know who's been to Disneyland Paris, because I know a lot of them are just like Walt Disney World. I'm gonna ask. So now I've got to tag people. So the first person I would like to tag is Emily from It All Started With The Blog. She got engaged at Disneyland Paris, so I know she'll have a lot to say. The second Emily of the tags, I'm going to tag 5 people. The second Emily of the tags is Emily at Be Mouseketeer. I'm not sure, Emily, if you've done one. You've got a lot of videos. I've looked, but I can't quite see one. So if you haven't, here's a tag. I'll send you the questions. The third person I would like to nominate is Beth at Beauty and the Beth. I have an Instagram. I'll tag all of these people's like YouTube and Instagrams down below, because I will have them on Instagram and YouTube. Another person I want to tag is Bethany Francesca, but I believe she'll be doing it on IGTV. We've just had a chat about it. She's also got a YouTube channel, which I'll also tag down below, because her vlogs of Disneyland Paris and New York are amazing, so definitely go check them out as well. But I think she's gonna do it on IGTV, so I'll tag her anyway. People that I thought had been to Disneyland Paris haven't, so now we're all checked out on that. That is my video, so I hope you're all well. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have any opinions on anything I've said, please put them down below and we'll have a chat about it in the comments. I hope you all have a magical day, and I will be off now, so see you later. I don't know what I'm doing. Bye.